Must be Lois.
Oh,
Lois, would you make sure that door can't get closed again because with this wind?
a little breezy today. That's supposed to rain later tonight.
Thank you.
Yep.
You know where we had it? Well,
Shall we get this party started?
yes.
All right. Good evening, my name is Karen, and I will be your chairperson for tonight's service. I want to thank everyone who took part in the quiet energy work that happened prior to the service. Quiet energy work happens every Sunday prior to service, and your cooperation in building and maintaining the sacred space is greatly appreciated. Could you lead us in 3 ohms?
Yes.
All right. And could you also lead us in opening prayer?
Divine oneness of being, ascended masters and teachers, our own personal guides and overlying angels, thank you for coming in closely this time. Thank you for
Every Sunday prior to service.
Thank you for communicating with us from the great beyond. Thank you for your voice echoing through my precious mind. Thank you for working with us and through us as we gather here together to raise our individual and collective vibrations so more to be.
Somewhere to be. Well, we know the speaker, the microphones. Please turn to the first page in your book and we will say together the universal greeting. If this is new to you, please watch the service workers up front and follow along with the interactive hand motions.
I offer you
peace. I offer you friendship. I offer you love. I hear your needs. I see your beauty. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from a higher source. I salute that source in you. Let us work together. Please turn to the next page in your book and we will say together the 9 principles of spiritualism. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitutes true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever you would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. we affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in all sacred texts are divine attributes proven through mediumship.
Yes.
And this evening's program will include an Inspire Talk by Reverend William.
I, where do I start? I created the Facebook events just this afternoon for this week and next week. And in that moment, when I was typing the title, it just came to me to change the title in that moment. I can't remember what I had written down that it was going to be. And if you're observant of our Facebook, you'll see I wrote, I am the light. You are the light. We are the light. So why be anything else? And that's the question. Well, obviously, it's a rhetorical question. But the real answer to that question, you may have your own words for it, why you or the people you observe choose to be something other than the light. You could summarize it as distraction, conditioning, what Don Miguel Ruiz calls domestication. I like the word domestication, like domestic animals. You know, like you grew up in a corral, all you know is the corral, so you live in the corral. And if somebody opens the gate, you don't even leave, you're just so used to being in the corral. Right?
Yeah.
Boom. So that's really, I think, a fair metaphor for a lot of why the world is the way it is. We simply don't imagine something better and then work towards it. I like this definition of fantasy. What's a fantasy? What's a wish? It's a desire with no oomph behind it. It's a desire without will. When you engage your will, you create your desires. So it's one thing, and you could argue that it's helpful. Oh, well, I put happy things on Facebook. I lift people's spirits and it lifts my spirits to see people smile, blah, blah, blah. And then that way I make the world a better place. That's true. Okay, you're doing your part. I'm not going to judge that at all. And you compare that behavior to, a certain communist ruler invading a sovereign country. What things that we call like evil, of course, it's better than that. But are you really in alignment with your true, authentic self? And that's our goal. You could call it the light, call it your true, authentic self, call it God, call it love. It goes by many names, it's pretty much the same thing. And that's what we'll be focusing on tonight.
Sounds good. I like that. All right. We welcome your donations to help us maintain our presence in the community. You can donate via our website, www.circleoflightstl.org, or through our Facebook page. And for those who use Amazon, you can also use the Amazon Smile program, which is at smile.amazon.com, or you can download the Smile app and choose Circle of Light Independent Spiritualist Church in St. Louis as your non-profit. And Amazon will give us a small donation at no cost to you. We also collect donations for the Southwest Indian Foundation. They provide stoves and food baskets to Native Americans during the holiday season. And each year we allocate some funds and send them money for baskets. And if you want to add to that, when you make your donation, just put a note with it and let us know to earmark it for that. We also, here at our physical site location, collect food that goes to a local food pantry. That is food that can be dropped off any Sunday when we're here, or if for some reason you want to drop off a whole bunch of stuff, contact the church and we'll be here for you.
Well, and the people we rent from, Grace United Church of Christ, they have a person here from 8 or 9 to 2:30. I know she leaves at 2:30.
But if you want to call and make sure, just, call us and check.
Yep.
So, we're going to start, if people bring in donations to church, we're going to put it up here and bless it, just like we bless every other offering. Because it's all offerings to bring good and light into the world and move material objects from where they're not needed to where they are. All right. So we thank you for your donations. All the funds we receive help us in our mission to seek, develop, and to teach the knowledge and relationship between humanity and spirit. The crystal globe that is displayed on our altar here is filled with prayers and energy for healing Mother Earth and all of her children. Everyone is welcome to contribute prayers for world peace and world healing. We invite you to add your energies to this sacred sharing. We also keep a wooden prayer box here and in the foyer, and you are welcome to send us prayer requests, and we'll put them in the box. And then throughout the week, light workers focus their energy on the prayers there to add to this sacred act. We will now say the prayer for spiritual healing found on the next page of your book. There will be a short silence at the end, and you can softly say the names of anyone that you would like to receive extra healing this week. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. Announcements.
Well, first of all, thank you very much to the people who have consciously or unconsciously sent my mom healing prayers and energy. She is coming along just fine from her knee replacement surgery. She's right on track. So thank you very much.
Good. Okay. Next Sunday is our air releasing ceremony. Be prepared for bubbles and pinwheels, all of which will be here. If you're going to be joining us online, maybe you want to pick up some bubbles or a pinwheel before the service, next Sunday. But if you come in person, we'll also have them here. This is part of our elemental releasing series that we do on the quarters. There will be a fire releasing in July. We do the water releasing in September, and then an earth releasing in January. All of those help us to release the things we're done with, give thanks for the joy they brought us, and manifest new stuff in our lives. So come join us for that. We're going to have lots of fun with bubbles and pinwheel fans. Let's see. Are we going to do the meeting tonight or next week?
Probably next week.
Okay. We will be having our monthly church meeting after service next week. If you've got something you want to see us do, you do not have to even be a member to attend the service. You have to be a member to vote, but not to attend. And we always welcome input, hey, if there's something that you want to see us do, tell us about it. Might have to do it our way, but, we would love suggestions. Sometimes we run out of ideas.
Inspire our imaginations.
Yes. Let's see. Anything else going on interesting in June? No, in June. Boy, my head's jumping already to
How about
June.
April 1st?
Priorities.
When's the next big event? Is that in June?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, your class.
Oh, cool. Almost
Can't forget
forgot.
your class.
April 20th,
And what are you going to be teaching at this class?
Mastering Mindfulness,
And what is
which
that?
which I have edited again because I read this incredible book. Well, the most recent, I just finished LSD in the Mind of the Universe by Christopher Bache, which blew my freaking mind. It was way different than I expected. It was recommended to me. I'm like, I want to read some book about some guy doing LSD. It was fantastic. What was the one before that I told? Oh, Integral Meditation. That's the one that made me rewrite this class.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
And what are the advantages of taking this class?
You get to see me. That's the obvious one.
Yeah, other than that.
Like in person.
Other than that. What, if
Well,
they take this class, does that lead to anything else?
Well, you're a good interviewer. Well, yes, it does. I'm glad you asked that question. This is one of the prerequisites for all the other classes we're going to teach.
So, if you would like to be able to train and unleash your abilities to give messages, because we're all in contact with spirit, just sometimes you need some clues and some guidance and, oh, that was a message. I just thought, it's like you're driving down the road and you're like, I'm going to take this route, not that route. You just think you were lucky that you avoided the 5-car accident.
Sure.
But that was a message from spirit. So this series, excuse me, this series of classes that we're going to offer will help you get in touch with that. And even if you don't become a message bearer for us, it'll still help you get in contact with your higher self and your guides and teachers.
And for the mindfulness class specifically, that is the one thing that, like if you said, William, boil down all your experiences to like one pivotal point in your life, it's learning mindfulness. It changed the way I think.
It's the basement foundation.
Yep.
And then once he's offered that series,
Yep.
it will be offered again by one of the other leaders in the church.
Yep. I'm going to teach on Wednesday nights, and then somebody else is going to do it like on Tuesday or Thursday. Then we'll keep rotating through. Then we'll teach advanced classes.
And I believe that this one and some of the basic classes will also be taped so that they can be offered online.
I'm going to figure out if we're going to record them and offer them online later, or do like a live broadcast, like a Facebook Live type thing
Okay.
or something. I don't know yet.
But first class is on April 20th,
It's a Wednesday
and
night.
is there a cost?
Yep. I can't remember what I put on there. I think it's $40 a piece.
Okay. And so to help us plan and get all set up for you, it would be great if you, just gave us, you don't have to prepay, but if you gave us a head up.
Let us know you're going to be there.
Yeah. So, we know how many chairs to bring.
I think you remind me. I got to finish that up.
Okay.
Put it on Facebook and whatnot.
Anything else? All right.
Give me on you.
So, having done that, would you please lead us in a prayer over the offerings?
Divine oneness of being in all of your manifestations, in all of your forms. Thank you for filling these donations with your divine light and your guidance so they do the most good possible for the most concerned. Thank you very much. Amen.
Amen. All right. Now we come to the message portion of our service. The message workers that stand before you actively work to develop their gift through classes like this, so that they may be clear channels for this work. Please actively listen to each message. As these messages come from Spirit via our guides, they may be tailored for the individual they're being given to, but they can deliver wisdom to the greater whole. Please address any questions to your message bearer after the service. To welcome each spirit worker, we sing together to raise the vibration in our circle. We view the word God as a universal term for deity rather than signifying any one particular path. Our one and only message bearer tonight is myself, Karen. So let us sing In the Garden, verses 1 and 2 to get me going.
I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear calling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Good evening. Like I said, my name is Karen, and tonight I am working with my guides, the physician, Maya, Dr. Gustav, Old Mother Otter, and Carl, my joy guide. Bounced in there at the last minute. All right, who we got? All right, William E. Okay, they are showing me it's a room and like a castle because it's got the tapestries all over the walls. But it's a small room. It's like a study, and you are sitting in medieval style robes, but you're bent over this huge book. I mean, we're talking 2 feet tall, huge. And you're just going down the columns. It's like you're scouring this, you're flipping through the pages. And my guides are saying, step back. You're getting in too close. You literally can't see the message for the words. Sometimes you get so focused on looking at the minutia that you forget the bigger picture. So they're saying, if you're looking for something, if there's some information you're trying to find, don't use a microscope. Just step back and get a bigger picture. You may need the details later, but right now, to find it, you need to step back and get a bigger picture. Tammy. Okay, this is definitely coming from my joy guides. Okay, you've heard the fairy tale of the Princess and the Pea, where the bedraggled stranger shows up at a castle where they've been looking for a spouse for the king and queen's child, and she says she's of noble birth, but we don't know. And they put like 10 mattresses on her bed, and they put a single teeny tiny pea underneath it. And then she wakes up the next morning and she's like, oh, the bed was just so hard. I couldn't sleep. There was a lump in it. Well, that's the traditional story. But the picture my guides are showing me is of a bed with all those mattresses stacked on it. But instead of a teeny tiny pea, there's a boulder under the mattresses, and they're literally almost falling off because of this huge bulge. And they're saying sometimes the stumbling block isn't teeny tiny. It's so big, you know, it's obvious, but we have to acknowledge it's there. If we ignore it and just climb up on those mattresses and go to sleep, it's still going to be a stumbling block. So that's what they're saying. All right, Joyce. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So they're showing me a hairbrush. And at first it was just laying there on the table. I'm like, okay, it's a hairbrush. And they're like, well, it's not a hairbrush. It's a hairbrush. Okay. And they're like, well, you know, sometimes we see the everyday items in our life as, oh, it's a hairbrush, it's a toothbrush, but we can take those everyday items, like a hairbrush, and when we're brushing our hair, we can be, you know, all right, I'm going to brush out, you know, I really had a bad day, I'm just going to go brush my hair and just get that negativity out. And we can use mundane items in a spiritual or magical way, because you're like, I don't have time to do a full cleansing. Well, you know, you're going to brush your hair anyway, so use those, get in the shower and use the shower to rinse off the, you know, some negativity or just to get it out. Focus on the everyday. Joni. Okay. So they're showing a pair of hands, and they're doing the old childhood game of cat's cradle, you know, that I was never any good at it, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But the point is to, you know, at least the way I was trying to play it was you're supposed to, you know, build this contraption and then pass it all over to somebody else who does something to it, and they pass it back. And they're wanting to point out that, yeah, you can play this by yourself, but it gets kind of boring. That sometimes when we have a problem that needs to be solved, a puzzle that needs to be worked out, you could probably do it by yourself, but it's funner and easier if you have a partner or have help with it. All right. Anybody else? All right. One more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All I was seeing was this very shallow arc. Well, I finally changed perspective, and I could see that it was a bow. It's been strung, and it's ready to go. But what do you need? A bow is great. I mean, you can play music on it, but if you're using it for its traditional purpose of hunting or protection, you need arrows. And they're saying literally, don't forget the arrows. Great, you got a bow, but you gotta have something. It's gotta have something to send. It does you no good without arrows. Phyllis. Well, it's a very simple message. They're basically showing me well, they're calling it a dove, and it's white like a dove, but it's really a big dove. And it's delivering to you a really big purple heart. And they're saying, just take that heart and take it to you. Bring it in. Tom. Okay, they're showing you, and obviously you're getting ready to do some woodworking. And you're looking at this piece of lumber in front of you, and it's just got little splinters all sticking out of it. And you know that if you start to work with this as it is, you're going to get splinters all in your hands. And you start to reach for the gloves, and my guides are going, knit, 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 knit. Do your prep work first and get out the sander or the planer and finish the wood, and then it'll be safe to handle. Don't skip over and just grab the gloves. Do the prep work. All right, forget anything else? Okay. Thank you for allowing me to stand between the worlds.
Thank you.
All right. And now we come to the meditation portion, and that will be led by Reverend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That hasn't happened in a long time. I got like this just in. Okay, I got it. We invite you to assume a balanced and relaxed position in your seat or wherever you are. I like to sit with my hands open in my lap for to put me in a more receptive state. Feet flat on the floor, spine straight. Give your body permission to relax. Feel that relaxation move through you. First, you will feel the arms and legs, the big muscle groups relax. Your feet, hands, shoulders, neck. Let your jaw relax, your eyes. Focus on your breath. Give your complete attention to your breathing. If any other thoughts come to you, just release them with love. All the cares and concerns of the everyday world melt away. If any of those things are truly important, they can come back later. For now, it's just your body relaxing. Your breathing. As your body relaxes and your mind slows down and stills, you gain the attention of your higher self, your soul self, that part of you that makes that connection between your personality and divinity. As you allow yourself to relax and your attention goes inward and farther inward, you may become aware of a new reality, a reality beyond the physical world. One of the tools that's helpful for navigating this reality is called symbolic sight. The ability to accept and understand the symbolism, the archetypes, the unconscious mind. It goes by many names. The dream language. Just like physical reality has locations like countries and continents and such, this reality also has different parts. You might call it levels, where you dream, where you think abstract thoughts, where your imagination resides and you are inspired with ideas. The place where you communicate with spirit, your spirit guides, loved ones who have crossed over. All those are slightly different levels from each other, slightly different frequencies that you can tune into like an old-fashioned radio. If physical reality is AM radio and the archetypal world is FM radio, the level beyond that is ultra high definition, completely digital, beyond current technology. In physics, it's called the unified field. In metaphysics, it's called the oneness, 0 point. In religion, it's called God, or heaven, or nirvana. higher self invites you to release all the things you think you know. All the things you think you know about yourself. All the things you think you know about other people and the world. And all those things you think you know about dreams. The things you think you know about spirit guides, symbolism, tarot cards. Those, of course, have their time and place. But if you can come with me, if you can release the things you think you know, we will move into unified oneness. The challenge in this level is your identity. You identify with being male or female or something about your physical body. You identify with being a Sagittarius or a Cancer. You identify with being from St. Louis or Mars or wherever you're from. You identify with these things, these characteristics. And in your logical mind, you know that none of these are really you. You have the information in your brain that you are a soul occupying a body. Well, what part of you is that soul? Is that soul male or female? Is that soul from a certain place, a time? Your physical body, of course, you realize is a vehicle, but so is your personality. So are all the other things you identify with this lifetime, are all part of this complex vehicle. So your higher self invites you to release all the things you think you know and identify, change your identity now. Identify with oneness, unity. Beyond thought, beyond emotion. If you are able to move into that unified field, that identity of oneness, continue to do so. If not, be aware of what's happening, of what's coming to you. If you remain in that symbolic level, pay attention to those symbols. And if you can focus in that level, you can process that on the spot right now. It can come to you like a dream, a vision. You can ask, what's keeping me here? What have I yet to process, to learn, to understand? Your higher self and all those other beings, call them spirit guides, loved ones of spirit, all these entities, and your higher self, which is a part of you, all of these beings want you to succeed. Furthermore, when you raise yourself into these higher levels of mind, you are adding to the collective. You are adding to the collective. It's called the collective unconscious, the whole of humanity, the whole of creation. The greater degree to which and the longer time for which you can hold your attention to these upper levels, you are helping nothing less than the evolution of the world. As you hold your attention to those levels, listen to these words. You have heard you have heard many times about change, transformation. You have heard about the dawning of the Aquarian Age. It goes by many names, indeed. Many, many, many times for many years. We have been hearing of the dawning of a new age. That is absolutely true. There is a new age. As you hold your attention in these higher levels of mind, allow yourself to see the bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger mind, the bigger universe. Not the physical universe, the universe of God, the universe of the inner cosmos. Wheels of karma, wheels of time, and bigger wheels and bigger wheels. Wheels that are so beyond perception that their movement is imperceptible, but yet they move. It is true, change is coming, and change is happening now. Maybe not the way you think it's going to happen or think it should happen, but it is happening. And the rebirth of humanity is on the horizon. It is, in fact, inevitable. Change and the change is inevitable. When you resist change in yourself, what happens? Conflict, unhappiness, suffering. That is why humanity suffers in the way that it does now. So the best thing you can do for yourself and for humanity and for all of creation is to align yourself with that transformation, People often ask, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? The obvious and inherent answer is yes. By definition, if you were supposed to be somewhere else, you would be there. Acceptance is the key to happiness. And from a certain point of view, acceptance is equated with love. When you love yourself, you accept yourself. Allow your attention to come back into that astral realm, the dream realm, symbolic realm. Feel yourself solidly in that realm. It's a familiar world. You dream every night. Bring your attention to your emotional body, your astral body, your dream body, and feel that love. Feel the love from all those beings in that level that support you. And accept you for who you are. And with your will, cause yourself now to be in and with and of your physical body. Be aware of your breathing. Feel the air fill and leave your lungs. Feel your attention throughout your body. Cause yourself to be fully and completely present in the time and place. This vehicle you've chosen, all the way down to the soles of your feet, out to your fingertips, and up to the top of your head. And when you're ready, please open your eyes. Yeah. Sure. Divine oneness of being that radiates through the levels of existence, all the way down to our physical lives. Thank you for welcoming us and walking with us as we proceed on our individual and collective path, so more to be.
Thank you for being part of our circle of light. Please stand with us as we sing together, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Somebody start, please.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
That's a wrap.
Okay.